Okay, it is time for a very chaotic TBR. My expectations for this book are literally in hell. Look at this. I turn into a Christmas elf. Is that a spider? Hello, Chauncey. Party in the USA. Party in the USA. Okay, it is time for a very chaotic TBR. These dogs were both laying down minding their own business before I turn this camera on. And so we've got some surprises up in the house. And one of the surprises is this guy. This is Jack. It is Akasha's new sibling. And then over here, you can't really see her. We're just gonna, oh, there she is, there she is. That is a Nook. That is Akasha's other sibling. I have a reading vlog coming with all of the details on the dogs. It's gonna be a lot of fun stuff. Without further ado, let us get into the TBR. Oh wait, there is gonna be a little bit of ado. The reason that this TBR is getting up so late in the month, I apologize, is because we got a new roommate and we inherited 2 new dogs, and it has been insane. It has been absolutely insane, and all of the details are going to be in that reading vlog. We have a lot to talk about. We have book club picks for the month. I'm going to be participating in a few book clubs. We've got readathon TBR. We have books that I have to get to by the end of the year, or else I have to unhaul them challenge. We have other books that I just need to read. We have a lot. We're going to be playing with my TBR cards, and I'm very excited about that. So without further delay, to the madness. If you are new here, I play every single month,
except I haven't done that lately,
with my card game. You won't go to heaven if you don't lay down. Okay, so every single month I play with my card game. This is called TBR Cards, and what I do, I have a beautiful dice tray. I usually roll 2 dice, but I'm only going to be rolling 1, and the dice tells me how many cards I need to pull from this deck. Since I have so many books that I have to get to by the end of the year, and there's only 15 days left, I am giving myself some grace, and if I roll a number higher than 4, I'm not doing it. I can only really afford time-wise to pick 4 cards max, so I'm really hoping I roll a 1, but we'll see, all right? Shake it like a salt shaker. It bounced off the tray into the corner.
So I'll be right back.
All right, oh wow, and it was a 2.
I hate my life.
Okay, so let's try it again. Ooh, we rolled another 2. I'm just gonna rotate it. Where you at? Where you at? 2. That is freaking beautiful. So what I'm going to do is, okay, some of them are backwards. So I'm gonna show you all the cards, and I'm just gonna wrestle willy-nilly. And this card game is always for sale in my Etsy, but I am running a sale until the 2nd or the 1st of January. It is called Holiday. If you use the code HOLIDAY, you will get a deck of cards for 50% off. Now these cards usually retail for $30, so you can get them for only $15. And I think that you definitely should check it out. You know, okay, these cards are amazing. I love using them. So I get to pull 2 cards, so 1 and 2. We have the best part card, a 5-star prediction. Okay, a 5-star prediction. For that, what am I gonna read? What am I gonna read? Oh my god, I know exactly what I'm gonna read. So, the book that I have selected is The Sympathizer. I don't wanna butcher this author's name. I'm gonna try, and then I'm gonna look up proper pronunciation. The author's name is Viet Thanh Nguyen. I'm gonna look it up on my own time. Either this book or another one of the author's books won a Pulitzer, and I've heard incredible things about it. It's one of my favorite tropes, which is a book that has a spy in it. I am pretty excited. So this is one of the most acclaimed books of our generation. It is a sweeping epic of love and betrayal. The narrator is a communist double agent, a man of 2 minds, a half French, half Vietnamese army captain who comes to America after the fall of Saigon, and while building a new life with other Vietnamese refugees in LA, is secretly reporting back to his communist superiors in Vietnam. That sounds absolutely incredible, and I will have the video linked down below, but I did it early on in the start of the year, and I can't wait to do another challenge in 2023 where I picked 22 books that I have to read in the current year or else I unhaul them. And this is one of the books. So if I do not read this book, which is a 5-star prediction, I've been so excited about it. If I don't read it this month, I have to unhaul it. I have to give it away. And I do not want to do that. I bought it full price. I'm excited to read it. I hate wasting money. So yes, this is gonna be my 5-star prediction. And if I succeed, I will knock off one of those books off of that challenge. And I still have a whole stack of books that I have not gotten to for that challenge. The next book that I have picked is Page to Screen, a book that has been adapted to screen. And out of the book, oh my god, yes, perfect, because this is on my holiday horror TBR, which I'm gonna get to in a minute. And that is going to be none other than Nosferatu by Joe Hill. I wanna make it a tradition. Is that a spider? Mom, will you come kill the spider? Where, babe? It's being racist right there. Ew, don't use your hand. Thank you. You're welcome. I want to make it a tradition where every single year I reread Nosferatu, which is a Christmas horror book where we are following a vampire that kidnaps children and takes them to Christmas Land. And Christmas Land is not as fun as it sounds. This was adapted a couple years ago with Zachary Quinto, who is just one of my favorite actors, especially when it comes to like scary shit. And he plays Nosferatu. And he did such an amazing job. I think I actually still have to watch the last episode, but I wasn't entirely convinced I would get through this entire book. So now, because of my TBR cards, I have an excuse to force me to read it. And it is 650 pages long.
Quite a commitment.
I read the audiobook last year, loved it, was obsessed with it. This time I want to go through and read the physical and annotate it, and I'm very, very geeked about that. So those were the two TBR card picks, Best Part and Page to Screen. And now we're going to talk about book club. So let's get to the book club picks that I have for NB Book Club, which is my non-binary book club. I am going to be finishing my Read of a Minor Chorus. This was our book club pick for last month. We were supposed to have a live show the first, I think it was on the 5th of December, but it didn't end up happening because of crazy madness. And I actually never finished the book. Now I have an opportunity to do it. It's pretty small, it's 150 pages. I'm already over halfway done. And this is the first novel from Two-Spirit author Billy Ray Belcourt. And it follows a gay indigenous writer who leaves academia in order to go back, I believe, to the res in order to kind of just reorient himself. It is very queer and poetic and beautiful, and I'm very, very excited to finish this and reschedule that live show with Kim and Bear. I'm very, very excited. And then the current non-binary book club pick for December is The Sunbearer Trials by Aiden Thomas. This is going to be my very first Aiden Thomas, and I am so excited. I have heard incredible things about this book. Now, my beautiful co-host is Nat of Something Bookish This Way Comes, and their information is going to be linked down below. I am really, really geeked about that, and the live show will take place in the first week of January. This is an incredible Mexican fantasy. It is based off of Mexican folklore. We are following a young semidios who is going through these competitive trials against gods, and I just cannot wait. Be right back, my battery's dying. We are back. Final book clubs that I will be participating in for the month of December, of course, is my Patreon book club. And our pick for this month is The Honeys by Ryan LaSala. I love that this month I'm getting to read 2 Latin authors that are non-binary. I'm very, very excited about this. And this is also one of the books that was on my 22 books I have to read in 2022, or I have to unhaul them. And I'm so excited. So this is a queer horror book, and it's got a summer camp, which is one of my favorite tropes, where basically this gender queer twin, his twin sister died, and he takes his twin sister's place at this summer camp. I forget what it's called. And then she gets involved with this group called the Honeys. It's like a little cult. And that's basically all I need to know. It is supposed to be really similar to Midsommar, like those kind of vibes. really cannot wait. I'm so excited about this. So that is what my Patreon and myself are going to be reading. I'm gonna start that spoilery filled vlog today. The publisher also sent this really cute journal that goes with it, so I'm going to be using this journal in that vlog. I'm really excited. The last book club I will be participating in is the Feminist Book Club, my favorite book subscription box. I was really excited about this being the pick because Kelly Barnhill wrote The Girl Who Drank the Moon, and I'm really excited to see her adult work. And this is a book that is basically set in our world, but it is a reimagined history where in 1955, a group, I think it's like all the women, ended up turning into dragons and then destroying a whole bunch of shit. And so we're following present day, the repercussions of that. I'm incredibly excited because I've missed all of their book club picks this year, and I was like, no, I'm doing their December pick come hell or high water because I really want to actually participate in this club. And I'm really excited that this was the book that they picked. I just cannot wait. And how gorgeous is this freaking cover? And if you use the code BOWTIES, you'll get 15% off your order of Feminist Book Club box. So that's going to be linked in the description down below. Now for the books I have to read or unhaul. So in that video, all of the books were 5-star predictions. And I know there's gonna be some books that I'm just not even gonna get to. I didn't even bring them in this video. We have Redemptor, which is the sequel to Raybearer, one of my favorite black romantic fantasies of all time. I keep putting off reading it. I have to read it or unhaul, and these gorgeous covers, this amazing series, there's absolutely no way that I'm not going to read it this month. Then we have Things We Couldn't Say. This is a coming of age of a black bisexual boy, and it's a little romance. Very excited about that. Like, look at this gorgeous cover. We have The Honeys by Ryan LaSala. We have The Sympathizer, and then we have Woman of Light. This is supposed to be a really incredible story from a Mexican author, and I'm very excited. One of my 2023 goals is going to be read more Mexican authors. This is a book about a tea leaf reader and a laundress who has to fend for herself and her older brother Diego, who is a snake charmer. And Diego gets into some trouble and ends up being like on the run from a violent white mob. She has visions that transport her to her indigenous homeland in the nearby Lost Territory, and it's her recollecting her ancestors' origins and how her family once flourished, that kind of thing. I have heard incredible things about this book over on Bookstagram, and I really want to read it. So I wanted to make sure I had just one book that I'm reading 100% for pleasure, and so I decided to reread Babel. If you have been on my Instagram or my YouTube for 9 seconds, you will already know that I had a very visceral reaction to this book. I cried my freaking eyes out. Yay! I've waited my entire life for this moment. I'm so happy. It's just a lot. I'm just so sad. And I want to reread it again. It's really reckless and irresponsible of me to reread this book, given all that I have to do. But I have to. I have to re-experience it. So Dana and myself are rereading the book together, but this time we're going to be annotating. I have the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and I am going to be annotating this copy and putting it up on my Pango, and I'm super excited about that. So one of you will be able to snag my annotated copy of Babel, and then I got another copy for myself. So I'm gonna be annotating 2 copies, and I'm really excited. Pango, of course, is my bookstore where I sell brand new and used books, and that is going to be links down below. It always is. If you use the code BOWTIES5, you get $5 off your first order. Then I have an incredibly exciting announcement for y'all. I'm going to be doing this every year. This year it's going to be really chill, and I started a project with myself, Jade of JD Ray Reads, and McKay of McKay's Book Vlogs. A holiday book rush where for 48 hours we read whatever holiday horror and holiday romance books are on our TBR. So next year I will have prompts and like a group book, but this year I just wanted it to be really chill. McKay is really well known for doing horror books, and I love Christmas horror, obviously, as you can tell from me reading Nosferatu. And you guys know that I'm not a romance fan, but I turn into a Christmas elf every single year. Holiday romances, absolutely. So now we're gonna talk about the holiday horror books on my TBR, as well as the festive holiday romance books. Y'all already know that I will be reading Nosferatu. Also, I'm going to be buddy reading a book called The Visitor with McKay. Now, this is supposed to be like an alien Christmas story where I think there's a bunch of people are trapped in a diner during a snowstorm and then an alien shows up. Something like that, and I'm really excited. It is by a Latin author, like, yes, Latin Christmas horror. That sounds phenomenal. We're gonna go through the holiday romance TBR. I said romance like such a Minnesotan. Romance, romance, romance.
Please shoot me in the face.
I'm really excited for Kiss Her Once for Me. This book is absolutely everywhere. It is a sapphic holiday book that like everyone on Bookstagram is reading. Everyone on BookTube seems to really be enjoying this book, and I'm going to be buddy reading this with my beloved Malka. I love buddy reads, and I'm so excited to get into this one. I'm going into it not really knowing much about the synopsis because y'all know that I just don't care about synopsises for the most part. I'm going to be doing a cozy reread of The Afterlife of Holly Chase. I got myself a physical copy. I read this a few years ago via audio, and despite the fact that I rated it 3 stars, you know, it just was a YA Christmas Scrooge retelling. It was what it was, but I haven't stopped thinking about it. And so I was like, well, let me get myself a copy. I got a copy from Pango, new condition for like $5. And I'm just going to be doing a reread and maybe doing some annotations for it. Then we have A Holly Jolly Diwali. It was really important to me for this readathon to not just read Christmas books. There are plenty of festive holidays around this time that are not Christmas. And I don't know anything about Diwali. And so I was like, yes, absolutely. Let's get into it and look at this gorgeous cover. So I bought myself a copy to support this author. It is about a 29-year-old named Nikki who has always made really practical decisions despite the fact that she has like a love for music and art. And when she gets laid off for the first time ever, she throws caution to the wind and books a last-minute flight for her friend Dia's wedding. So of course that's where she meets this free-spirited person named Sam, and it turns into a romance from there. And finally, we have a book that I'm really unsure if I'm actually going to like. My expectations for this book are literally in hell. It is called This Time Next Year by Sophie Cousins. This is a holiday romance that I don't know anything about, but Book of the Month sent it a year or 2 ago. And I'm like, okay, well, I might as well read it. It's on my shelves, I might as well read it. If I'm not enjoying it, I'm gonna DNF because I'm going to be DNFing liberally as hell this month. This is essentially about a girl named Minnie Cooper who is born on New Year's. That's really cool. Oh, so it's a New Year's romance. It's about her continuously running into this person named Quinn on their mutual birthday. They keep running into each other and they're really different, but maybe there's a reason that they keep encountering. Kwanzaa Brunch. I'm really excited about this Kwanzaa romance. And then we have a book that's actually been on my TBR for years, 8 Kinky Nights. This is a Jewish sex positive, body positive romance. I'm very excited. The readathon itself runs from the 21st to the 23rd. Midnight on the 23rd, which is the 24th, is when the readathon ends. So reading sprints on my channel are going to be Thursday the 22nd at 10 a.m. CST. I want you guys to kind of just vote down below on which videos that you want me to prioritize, what you're the most excited to see, because I actually have about 12 videos that I need to put out. However, I just know that I won't be able to make all of them happen. So please kind of give me your votes down below and let me know what you're the most excited to see. Reviewing all of the books that I've read this year in one word: a winter festive read with me and the dogs, anticipated releases that I refuse to read, books that I love but don't recommend part 2, and books that you love but don't recommend. Let me know in the comment section down below which of those you're the most excited about. Do not forget to use the code HOLIDAY for 50% off a deck of TBR cards. Give yourself the gift of TBR cards or get them for a reader in your life. Oh my god, I actually forgot to mention that we have Flight, which is a novel about family, a family of adult siblings and how their lives intersect with another mother and daughter for 12 hours just before Christmas. So this doesn't fit into my Christmas holiday readathon, but I just really want to get to it. The 3 cozy Christmas books. We have The Polar Express, which I try to reread every year. This is a special edition that Starla sent. And we have 5 More Sleeps Till Christmas, which is by Jimmy Fallon. My mom and I are going to read this book together, and I'm super excited about that. And then I have a list of dad jokes for the Yuletide. So it's holiday dad jokes, and I'm pretty geeked about this. The dogs have decided that it is playtime, so that is going to do it for this video. All of the information that I have referenced and mentioned is linked down below. 22 books on this TBR. Look at all these books, you guys. Look at this. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go and start reading. This looks funny. Who hides in a bakery at Christmas? Mince spies.